This is Hayes Q Jones, your DVD and Blu-ray baller on a budget, and this is HQ Videos for you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, what's up? You greatly appreciate it. Come on in, make yourself at home. You know the routine. You're greatly appreciated. Yes, Big Lots is back. My wife called me when I was at the pawn shop and let me know that they're back open again. They're under new management. Movie Edge told me when they first closed down that they were bought by another company and they're kind of doing a soft reopening. So went there. They have some DVDs and Blu-rays, able to pick out one. Along with that, I have my classic pick for the week, Samuel Jackson out of print Blu-ray. Have my Turbine 3D pick. Have this very nice Steelbook-4K set. So I have some bangers in here. But before I get into what I picked up, not only do I collect movies, yes, one of these weird, wild individuals, I actually watch them. And on a weekly basis, I like to share some of the things I've watched, either streaming on the Fire Stick, live in the theater as you see here in AMC theaters, or physical media. And this week is going to be all streaming and live in the theater. To kick it off, I have a 2025 American science fiction thriller film, War of the Worlds. And this was actually streaming on Amazon Prime. This is directed by Rich Lee, produced by Patrick Aiello, directed by Rich Lee, produced by Patrick Aiello, screenplay by Kenneth A. Good. This stars Ice Cube, Eva Longoria, Clark Gregg, Iman Benson, Henry Hunter Hall, Devin Bostic, Michelle O'Neill, Andrea Savage. The plot behind this: the Department of Homeland Security officer Will Radford works for a government surveillance program that can monitor every person on Earth. While helping FBI agents try to find a mysterious hacker known as Disruptor, meteors begin striking all over the planet. Large machines emerge from these and start attacking humans. Radford and a friend from NASA ascertain this to be an alien invasion. And first of all, this movie was actually made in 2020 during the pandemic. And the way it's shot, it looks like pretty much with all the stars are at their own locations. It looks very cheesy. If it came out in 2020, it would have come across a lot more clever. It just kind of came off as really cheesy. It kind of reminded me of something I might see on the old Sci-Fi Channel movies, though. And I just out of curiosity, I was interested in some of the reviews. The reviewers just pretty much slammed this movie, though. It's cheesy. Acting is questionable. I'm a Cube fan. I love Ice Cube, though. So it was a fun movie, though, but it looks very low budget, just how it was shot. Again, with mostly computer screenshots, CGI. So not the best movie, though, but I found it entertaining and fun. War of the Worlds 2025. My next movie is a 2025 American supernatural horror film, Final Destination's Bloodline. This is directed by Zach Lepotsky, based on characters by Jeffrey Reddick. This is produced by Craig Perry. This stars Caitlin Santa-Juana, Tio Briones, Richard Harmon, Owen Patrick Joyner, and Lauren Breck Bassinger, and the late Tony Todd. The plot behind this: a 2024 college student, Stephanie Reyes, is plagued by recurring nightmares of her maternal grandparents, Iris and Paul Campbell, dying in a Skyview, a high-rise restaurant tower collapses in the New York State hometown of Cloverdale in 1969. In her nightmares, the tower collapses following a deadly chain reaction, killing everyone inside. And this is the 6th installment, probably the last one of the Final Destination. I actually watched all the other 5 movies prior to this, had a ball watching them. It's fun. I don't call it slasher horror because there's not necessarily a slasher per se. Death, I guess, is the killer of the cast. So, but it's a fun watch. The other 5 that I watched before, especially 4 and 5, great 3D. They'll give like little Easter eggs from other movies. They didn't do it quite as much in this last installment though, but it was still a fun watch. Great kill scenes. A little bittersweet seeing Tony Todd. I think he kind of knew this was the end of the road for him. If you've seen him in other movies, Candyman, The Other Final Destinations, big figure, kind of a broad guy. Last movie looked very gaunt, very sickly. He almost looked like a stick figure. That hard to watch him like that though. But it was still, I'm still glad they installed him in that last movie of the Final Destination series, or what I perceive to be the last movie, Final Destination. My next movie is another movie that I watched streaming. This is the 2025 post-apocalyptic coming-of-age movie, 28 Years Later. It's directed by Danny Boyle, who I believe did the other ones. Produced by Andrew McDonald, written by Alex Garland. This stars Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jack O'Connell, Alfie Williams, Ralph Fiennes. The plot behind this: 28 years after its second outbreak of the rage virus has been eradicated from continental Europe, while the British Isles remains under indefinite quarantine with a few survivors, a civilized community has subsisted on the holy island of Lindisfarne, defended naturally from Great Britain by a causeway that floods with the tide. Among them, Jamie, a scavenger, his wife Ilsa, who has an unknown mentally debilitating illness, and their 12-year-old son Spike. Jamie and Spike cross to mainland Britain for a coming-of-age hunting ritual. And very cool how they did this. It could stand alone as its own movie, but of course it does have the history of the 28 days and 28 weeks later though. But they've evolved the story a little bit, and the creatures have evolved a little bit. I'm not going to get into any details about that though. And they've set it up where there's going to be another movie, kind of a second part to the 28 Years Later though. So good movie, good script, good suspense. The second part looks very unusual. Almost has a Clockwork Orange Road Warrior type of feel with some of the characters that they end this first section with though. But still, great movie, great post-apocalyptic film. Had a lot of fun watching it. 28 Years Later. And my last film is the 2025 American superhero film, Fantastic Four: First Steps. This is directed by Mark Shackman, screenplay by Josh Friedman, story by Eric Pearson, of course based on the Fantastic Four by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, produced by Kevin Feige. This stars Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Moss-Backrack, Joseph Quinn, Julia Garner, Sarah Niles, Mark Gatiss, Natasha Lyonne, Paul Walter Hauser, and Ralph Ensign. The plot behind this: on Earth 828, which I'm not sure what Earth 828 is. I think that's a comic book thing. But in 1964, the world celebrates the 4th anniversary of astronauts Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Johnny Storm becoming the superhero team known as the Fantastic Four after they gained superhuman abilities from exposure to cosmic rays during a space mission. Since then, the team have become celebrities and fought supervillains, while Reed's inventions have progressed technology, and Sue's diplomacy via the Future Foundation organization has led to demilitarization and peace for much of the world. The movie is a little bit slower than what I expected. Being a Marvel, I thought it might have a little more action in it though. Again, like 28 Years Later, they're setting this up for another Avengers movie where the Fantastic Four is in there though. Didn't have the action that I was expecting though, but it did have a fun storyline. Very cool special effects. I like the 1964 alternative Earth look though. So, and I'm curious to see what they're gonna do in this next step, because they kind of left it somewhat on a cliffhanger. I don't want to give too many details though, but the possible new Avenger or new Fantastic Four member might have more of a position in the Avengers. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be like. And that's what I watched for the week. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke, and I'll catch you on the other end of this video. Oh yeah, I almost forgot too. I did watch Fantastic Four in 3D. 3D wasn't too bad. Great depth, couple of pop outs. Could have done a little bit more though, but hopefully this won't be a Japanese 3D release because they cost an arm and a leg. Now, without further ado, sit back, relax, have a drink, have a smoke. Now I'll catch you on the other end of the video. I was able to pull one movie out of Big Lots. There was a couple that I wanted. They just weren't priced right though, but hopefully as they ease into this reopening, they'll ease into some of these prices up. So let's go back to the Black Cave and see what I picked up. We're back at the Black Cave. Back at the Black Cave. We are back at the motherfucking Black Cave. Have my pickup here from Big Lot. Have some bangers here. Have a Kino Lorber pick, a Twilight Time, a 4K Steelbook, my Turbine 3D pick for the week, as well as my classic pick. So have some bangers in here. Let me get these situated and get you good people on your way. Hold on. All right, let's kick it off with what I picked up at Big Lots. And I was interested in Hellboy, but not for $10. I believe you can get it at Hamilton Books right now, the 4K for $6, so that wasn't a great deal, but looked at this for a while. $5. David Attenborough, great documentaries. I have a set of David Attenborough's documentaries in 3D, so he does 3D very well also. But great documentarian, a great narrator. Hunt, and this is a BBC release. You have the Blu-ray. Oh, I guess disc 1 and disc 2. Oh, okay. This is like a little series. Okay. The Hunt. Look forward to watching this. Next, I got this on eBay. The Motel Life. I got the original DVD at a library sale. They were getting ready their DVDs. So still haven't watched this yet though, but Stephen Dorff, Dakota Fanning, Chris Christopherson, may rest in peace. Good cast, looks interesting. So the Blu-ray upgrade. And this is a Cinegem random distribution, Motel Life. I believe, I forgot the dreambooks.com. I think that's the eBay distributor, I believe. But I got these two and another one on eBay. So it was like, I think I paid like $5. It averaged out to that much. Another Cinegem release, Beyond the Law. DMX, may rest in peace. Steven Seagal and Johnny Messner. Not a bad film. It's not great. It's a B-level, C-level movie though. And DMX had a different type of role, not what I expected though, but entertaining movie, Beyond the Law. Next, very good dark comedy gangster movie, Ben Kingsley, Taya Leone, Luke Wilson, Kill Me. And this is the Blu-ray. I have the DVD. This is an import, but it's region A or unlocked, region unlocked. Ben Kingsley is great in this. He's like an alcoholic gangster that has to get sober to keep doing his gangster crimes. Kill Me. And it's a romantic comedy also. Next, a movie I haven't seen in years. They finally went down. This had to be on my list for at least 5+ years. They finally went down a little bit in price. Never see this out in the wild. eBay's even more expensive, so he finally went down, finally got it. A young Kirsten Dunst, Michelle Williams, Dick. And this is a Columbia Pictures release. And I think this is dealing with Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon, the president. And I don't know if it's based on a real story or this is like a spoof, but I have a DVD, haven't seen this in years, so look forward to watching this again. And this is a Sony made on demand, so that's probably why you don't see these too often in the wild. Dick, Sony release. Next, for my Kino Lorber pick, Michael Dudikoff, Avenging Force. Fun. 80s, was this 86? B action. They're just fun to watch together. It's fun 80s humor. I love him so much. I think he's one of the few characters that actually spoofed himself. And the Wayans brothers, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I believe that was him though, but fun athletic guy. Avenging Force. Fun movie. Next, we have a Twilight Time classic, which I have not seen probably in a good 10-15 years. Body Double, Brian De Palma. For me, in the 80s, Brian De Palma was kind of like a modern-day Alfred Hitchcock. Just the way he shot his movies, the twist to them, with a little bit more eroticism because it was the 80s and not the 60s and 50s and 40s with Alfred Hitchcock. So don't remember the plot to this, but I remember enjoying this along with, I believe he did Blowout with John Travolta. So it's the Twilight Time version. I know they have an import. I don't know who has the rights for this now though, but Twilight Time had it for a while before they went defunct. So Body Double. Next, I have the Disney series, The Falcon, and Wesley Snipes here, aka the real Blade. I believe this was a Disney, well, I know it's a Marvel television series. Disney owns Marvel. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I actually prefer the television series more than the movie. The movie just seemed really kind of slapped together. Enjoyed the movie, entertaining, but the television series seemed like they put more thought into it. I like the storyline behind it. I like the social commentary involved with the Falcon, kind of, I don't say turning into but somewhat acquiring the Captain America role in the Shield. So really enjoyed the television series. Glad to add this to the collection. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And this is Marvel Disney. The J card in the back. My classic pick for the week. I haven't seen this in years. And say it with me, Samuel motherfucking Jackson and Fresh. That's a Miramax release. Is that Giancarlo Esposito? I need to watch this again. So many movies, so little time. Yeah, Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, I gotta watch this again. Fresh. And lastly, my 3D pick for the week. I haven't opened this up yet. This is Mario Brothers 3D. And from some of the comments I've seen on Facebook, on some of the physical media channels, they say it's pretty decent. Turbine has done a decent job with a lot of their 3D conversions. So again, I hope they keep it up. Mario Brothers 3D. Oh, nice artwork on the disc. And you got the flip art, which I love that Turbine does that. And this is my Big Lots eBay Amazon pickup for the week. If you're familiar with the channel, because of space, this is where I separate the disc from the artwork. Some of these will actually make the shelves. So let me get these situated, and again, get you good people on your way. Hold on. I have everything, I have everything scanned into my CLZ Movies app. C is in can't hardly wait. L is in Larry Crown. Z is in Zootopia. Let's knock this out. I have everything laid out, ready to be put back in its proper place. As usual, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, leaving comments. If you made this far in the video, smash the like, give me the big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go and subscribe. Make sure you check out my Saturday collection videos. Other than that, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Everyone, please be safe. Deuces.